Yo, it's really good, family, and welcome to another Locks the Chef joint. My name's Raul, and I thank you guys for tuning in. Today, the topic of today's little talk is I want to share with you guys that moment when God and Jesus and even the Christian religion basically revealed itself to me, all right? All right, so some of y'all may know that, hey, I used to be a churchgoer. I used to attend church, and I used to, pray to Jesus and love God and, all of these things. And some things in my life actually happened to the point where I started to question my belief in these things. And people might be like, man, how can you question God? How can you question Jesus? How can you, turn your back on your faith, right? And this is the story I'm about to share with you, okay? Because one of my best and most iconic role models in my life, was a person who adored God, a person who adored Jesus as his Christ and Savior, a person who never missed church, a person who, would be in his zone, right? Like vibing. Because his love for God, his love for the Lord, his love for church, was, supreme. And so with him being that excellent role model, I fell into that. I loved it, in fact, I wanted to be in that same vibe that he got into, where I don't care about anyone else. I'm in the cut right now and I'm jamming, to this gospel song, dancing and, just being free. Right. And this was a man I loved very dearly. And as I reflect on his birthday that's about to come up, I, just think about how, he had this very, very deep relationship, right, with, the perceived creator. And what happened? Well, a very traumatic event happened, something the family doesn't necessarily talk too much about, but needless to say, my family member, who, again, I love dearly, father figure, lost his life, okay, in front of the church on an Easter Sunday night, okay? And granted, this has been, wow, man, it's been at least 10 years since this has happened, and so the way life has really changed, I really can't even, say that it's been good, it's been bad. That's not for me to discuss, but the things that have unfolded have allowed me to experience, and become the person I am today. And so, yeah, it was for me, like, really questioning at that point in my life, like, how could God, right, allow one of his children how could God allow one of his children's life to be taken in front of God's so-called temple on God's, holiday and all of this stuff, or Jesus, it's all interchangeable to me sometimes. And it's no disrespect to anyone out there who goes and follows these faiths, because you have to do you. But this is primarily one of the reasons why I don't go to church. Because, when that traumatic event happened, which I have been able to heal from, it really caused me to question life. I just really could not understand how these things would have happened. And ironically, leaving the church and no longer praying to Jesus, allowing my life to actually change for the better, man. Like, personally, and I can't speak for anyone else. I'm not here to speak for anyone else. I'm here to speak for myself. But essentially, getting to that point where I was able to learn higher truths and experience higher truths. That's the key thing for me, was the experience of the higher truths. Okay? Because ever since I was a kid, I knew the jig was up. And then I got brainwashed, and then fortunately was able to revert that programming, and delete it and take it out, uninstall it. You feel me? And that's where it began. It was seeing the state of these Christians, especially in the Haitian community, who would go and get on their knees and spend and give all of their energy away for nothing to come back but pain and despair. And then on top of that, let me go talk about my man's over here and his outfit and how his wife is fat and all of this other stuff. Right? Bullshit, man. I promise you, I had to get up out of there. And, that's not to say I didn't go back to church. I gave it some more chances, man. I went back out there. In fact, my wife, she was attending church when I met her. And I even attended with her. Even gave the church money, right? Despite all of this happening. And I still, no matter if it was a different setting, different whatever, understood that we as people with this skin color, right, will go in this establishment and we will spend hours in there. We will give our money in there. Like I was telling my wife, like, we had money to give to the church, but I was eating free lunch. You know what I mean? Like, there was money to give to the church, but I was eating free lunch, man. So if you can let that sink in, then you can understand. Now, granted, there are people who can afford, quality meals for their children and things like that, and still go to church and love the Lord and everything, and that's great. But the funny thing that I kind of noticed, right, especially with these athletes and entertainers and all this stuff, they'll show you the Jesus piece. They'll tell you in their speech how they thank God for everything. But you'll never see a photo of them in church. You'll never, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because why? You know what I mean? It's all there to entrap people, especially the people that aren't on the levels of them, achieving the type of success they're achieving. It's a system. And then to only go and find out, okay, this is not even your language, right? So God and Jesus are not even your words for the exalted beings that were created for your genetic lineage. Man. And that was another thing, man. Going into things and learning that, this system that we're in, it does not benefit you. It will not benefit you. You have to get up out of it and figure out a way to sovereignty. Figure out that path. Because if not, then the same cycles continue. We're still impoverished. We're still on the corporate plantation. We're still living check to check. And all of these things. All right? So family, you guys, man, there's more on this video, but I'm going to end it right here. If you want to comment, like, whatever, talk to me, send me an email, whatever. All right? You guys stay up, stay well, stay healthy, stay balanced, number one. All right, family? Step one,